So you've decided that you're moving to San Antonio, and now you're all over Google and YouTube searching where are the best places to live in San Antonio? What's it like living in San Antonio? Just give me all the details about San Antonio. Well, you've landed in the right spot because I literally made this channel just for you. I'll show you all about what it's like to live in San Antonio, where to live in San Antonio, what you'll love about living in San Antonio, and even a few things that you won't love about living here. So let's get to it. Today, we're going to take a look at the top 10 things that you absolutely need to know when moving to San Antonio. Number one, whether you're moving in the winter, yes, we do sometimes have winter here, or whether you're moving in the middle of the summer, be prepared for drought type conditions and water restrictions, especially in 2022. Thanks to La Nina, it's even warmer and drier than it normally is, and the San Antonio water system started stage 2 water restrictions super early in the summer this year, which mostly just means that they regulate how frequently you should use irrigation systems and sprinklers to maintenance your lawn and at home car washing, and a few other things that are known to cause water waste. You'll also see burn bans in effect, which help reduce the risk of wildfires in the area. Now, let me just throw in here that I've lived in Texas and more specifically the San Antonio area for all of my life. So these things are just life and completely normal to me. But being that I talk to so many clients and people just like you that are moving here to San Antonio, I found out that there's so many differences in comparison with other areas of the country. So that's where this list came from. The number two thing that you need to know when moving to San Antonio. The next fun fact that newbies, especially from northern states, are surprised to learn is that homes here in San Antonio and Texas in general don't have basements. This is mostly due to the fact that we have lots of rock, shale, and limestone type materials underground, which makes it super expensive and time consuming to dig for a basement when building a home. So also when it does rain here, flash flooding is pretty typical, which means that your basement likely would become a swimming pool. Plus, because the ground rarely freezes, there's really no benefit to having them here when there is so much cost and time involved in building them. You may find like a few older homes or even luxury homes that were built with basements, but the majority of homes here in San Antonio just don't have basements. Number three, let's talk about development and construction in San Antonio. You're going to see it everywhere. And I'm not just talking about the highways and roadways, which literally always have some type of expansion going on, or overpasses or sky passes being added. What I mean more specifically is that developers all over the city are just trying to meet the needs of the steadily increasing population. So you'll see multiple projects and high rises going up in the downtown area. There's gentrification projects and repurposing of some of the more historic buildings throughout the city. And being that San Antonio is growing outwards, you're going to see most of the activity outside of the city. So, especially on the far west side of San Antonio, from new medical clinics, dentists, shopping, restaurants, and all the way to, of course, the road expansions and brand new subdivisions, master plan communities, brand new schools. This area has just become a massive hotspot for those that are moving to San Antonio. Number four, and one of my favorites, if you're into breweries and wineries, we have tons. So within San Antonio, you'll find some of the coolest breweries and tap rooms ever that are serving varieties of imports and locally owned craft beers. One of my absolute faves is the Friendly Spot Ice House. It's in Southtown. My husband and I just love going there with our friends, especially during football season. And yes, we are Cowboys fans, in case you were curious. Don't come at me. We like to have a few drinks and some appetizers while we watch the games there. They have one of those huge inflatable projector screens outside. People bring their dogs. It's just like a super chill and fun spot for Sunday Fun Day. And there are tons more spots like that throughout the city. So if that's your thing, you will absolutely love that about San Antonio. And as for the wineries, you'll find a few here inside of San Antonio, but for the best experience on that, you're definitely going to want to take a day or weekend trip outside of San Antonio into the Texas Hill Country. country. You can find both guided and self-tour options that will take you to some incredible wine tastings and vineyard tours, and also get to explore these amazing and beautiful little Texas towns. You can stay in a cute bed and breakfast or Airbnb, go antique shopping, hear some live music at one of their many venues. It's just a total fun time, and it lets you get away for a bit and really experience some Texas fun. Number 5 is a little bit about taxes. So if you research Texas at all, you've probably seen that we have some of the highest property taxes and sales taxes in the US. The Texas sales tax rate is 6.25%, and combined with the San Antonio area taxes, you can expect to pay 8.25% sales tax in San Antonio. There's some areas where it's slightly lower, but 8.25 is typical. For property taxes, which is the kicker, you can expect to pay anywhere from 2.2 up to 2.7 or 2.8%, depending on what area of the city, what school district, etc. But on the positive side of the property situation, because I always like to try to see positives, they did recently approve to provide some tax relief due to the rising property values and the tax appraisal situation here. So the homestead exemption was increased to 10%, and the over 65 and disability exemptions were increased to $85,000. Plus, we don't have a state income tax, which doesn't necessarily balance out with the higher property taxes. I understand it just depends on your situation, but it can, of course, definitely help to minimize that tax situation. Number 6, this next one is pretty short, sweet, and simple. HOA neighborhoods are everywhere here in San Antonio. Some people love them, some people are indifferent, some people absolutely hate them. They're just super common here in San Antonio. So if you are anti-HOA, that will definitely limit and hinder your housing options here. Some HOAs offer resort style pools, clubhouses, walking trails, basketball courts, and tons of other types of recreation. You can find non-gated and gated communities, and even some of the more upscale communities like in the Dominion and Summer Glen, many neighborhoods through Stone Oak that have guarded entrances. And of course, there's some HOAs that have literally no amenities and have very few, if any, rules and regulations. So there's just all different kinds and levels of situations, but just be prepared. They are everywhere. Number 7, you may or may not be surprised to find out that youth sports are huge here in San Antonio. From sports leagues managed by the city of San Antonio, the YMCA, Cornerstone Youth Sports, which is the program that I love for my kids. And there's just so many other fantastic programs. You'll find an endless supply of athletic related activities like football, soccer, basketball, baseball, cheerleading, swimming, boxing, taekwondo. There's literally a little bit of everything. There are all levels of competitiveness, and there are some fantastic programs all over the city, which helps them also prepare for high school and college sports, especially football, which is huge all over Texas, and San Antonio is no exception. A few of our high schools in San Antonio area actually ranked as some of the top schools for athletes in all of Texas. So before I get to the last 3, let me just say that since I've lived here for so long, I know San Antonio and the suburbs of San Antonio very, very well. So once you reach out to me, I'll get some ideas from you on the top needs and wants that you're looking for in an area, and really help you to narrow it down to some great communities that you've probably never even heard of. And more importantly, I can help you to avoid the areas that aren't a match for you. All you need to do is call me, text me, email me, and I will take it from there. Please make sure to give me a thumbs up on this video, and of course subscribe if you need to know more all about San Antonio. Number 8, if the thought of the Texas heat intimidates you, or even if not that, but maybe you just love the thought of being around water, then you will definitely appreciate all the water activity options that we have in the San Antonio area. There's tons of public parks with pools and splash pads. SeaWorld and Six Flags Fiesta Texas both have amazing water parks and are tons of fun. Schlitterbahn, which is a water park just northeast of San Antonio in the New Braunfels area, is a super fun day or weekend trip where you can take the kids. They have water coasters, water slides, wave pools, lazy rivers, river rides. I definitely recommend staying at the resort or at the vacation rental homes there, just because it takes a couple of days to really take it all in. And your kids are going to remember that experience like for the rest of their lives. The New Braunfels area is also home to several popular tube shoots where you can float the river, which is also a really great Texas experience. Literally all around San Antonio, there's just countless river and lake spots to swim, camp, fish, kayak, boat, ski, you name it. If you want a more coastal type of experience, then you can drive to Corpus Christi in about an hour and a half. Probably the nicest beaches in Texas, which still there's no comparison to other places in the United States, obviously. But the nicest here in Texas would be South Padre Island. It's about a 4.5 to 5 hour drive from San Antonio, but it's well worth it for the experience. I just definitely don't recommend going during spring break because it can get very wild and crazy there. Number nine, we absolutely love our military personnel here in San Antonio. Obviously, we're called Military City USA for a reason. We have Joint Base San Antonio, which is comprised of Randolph Air Force Base, Lackland Air Force Base, Fort Sam Houston, and Camp Bullis. It's a vital part of San Antonio's economy and job market as it employs about 20% of San Antonio's entire population. It's not only home to active duty military personnel, but also many military retirees decide to retire here as well. And there are numerous places around San Antonio that offer all kinds of discounts to active duty members, veterans, and their families, of course. The number 10 thing that you need to know about San Antonio before moving here is that San Antonio is incredibly culturally diverse and super unique. It's home to a variety of demographics, cultures, families, singles, professionals, artists, executives, pro athletes, and so much more. Because of the growth and development of the city, you'll find that each area of San Antonio just represents a completely different lifestyle with different influences, different types of landscaping, amenities, types of housing available, entertainment, just everything. That's what truly makes San Antonio feel like it's just a big, small town because each area has adapted their own sense of community and still all come together to form one amazing and great city. So, did any of these things surprise you? I'd love to know your thoughts and questions about moving to San Antonio in the comments. I hope that this video helped you. I look forward to connecting with you soon, and I'll see you in the next video.